Hi, Kipsters. Happy Thursday. Today we're going to read our story one more time, and then I'll be posting a couple different activities that you can do to show what you know and what you've learned from this book. You guys are doing such an awesome job fluently reading this story, and let's do it one more time. Here we go. One more time. You can always go back and read it again to figure out the answers. Loose Tooth. Loose Tooth, written by Karen Machner. My tooth is really getting wiggly. I think I'm going to lose it soon. I wonder how. Maybe I'll lose my tooth eating corn on the cob. Maybe I'll lose my tooth at school. Sometimes the lunchroom gets a little crazy. Maybe I'll lose my tooth on the school bus. I helped Sam pull his last tooth. He said he'd help pull mine. Maybe I'll lose my tooth when I least expect it. I could trip on the sidewalk and lose it that way. Maybe I'll lose my tooth when I open my closet door. I never go in there unless I really have to. Maybe I'll lose my tooth while I'm playing with my sister. Maybe I'll lose my tooth while walking in my sleep. I'll probably wake up when I run into the mailbox. What if I really lose my tooth and can't find it? I guess I'll have to have a talk with the tooth fairy. Or maybe I just worry too much. You can always go back to this reading while we're answering some questions. Here we go. These, and I want you to answer them. Do not go to the answer part until you've answered these questions, okay? Here we go. Number 1, which of the following best describes the boy who is telling the story? Who is telling the story? A, he has a big imagination. B, he is really angry. Or C, he is very scary. Pick the answer that you think is best. Number 2, the boy imagines many different ways he might lose his tooth. Which of the following is one way that is described in the story? The boy just imagines many different ways he might lose his tooth. Which of the following is one way that is described in the story? A, he will lose the tooth by hitting it on his closet door. B, he will lose his tooth by wiggling it back and forth. Or C, he will lose his tooth by he will lose his tooth by walking in his sleep. This one's tricky. Number 3, the narrator is the character who tells the story. Who is the narrator in this story? Is it A, Sam, B, the boy, or C, the tooth fairy? Number 4, why did the author write this story? A, to entertain readers, B, to inform readers, or C, to persuade readers? Why did the author write this story? Number 5, listen to the sentence. Listen to this sentence. The boy thinks he will lose his tooth soon. What does it mean to lose something? A, to not be able to move something. B, to not be able to find something. C, to not be able to feel something. The boy thinks he will lose his tooth soon. A, to not be able to move something. B, to not be able to find something. Or C, to not be able to feel something. And the extended response, this is like an extra question. Ask the students to write why the boy worries too much and have the student use examples from the story to support your answer. So why does the boy worry too much? Let's go ahead and do the answers. If you haven't picked all the answers, you may go ahead and pause the video at this time. Number 1, which of the following best describes the boy who is telling the story? A, he has a big imagination. B, he is really angry. Or C, he is very scary. The answer is A, he has a big imagination. Number 2, the boy imagines many different ways he might lose his tooth. Which of the following is the one way that is described in the story? He will lose his tooth by hitting it on his closet door. B, he will lose his tooth by wiggling it back and forth. Or C, he will lose his tooth by walking in his sleep. The correct answer is C. I know that A is a really good answer too, and if you picked A, that's really great. A is talking about how he's hitting it on the closet door, which isn't exactly what it said in the story. What it said in the story is that he might lose his tooth by walking in his sleep by walking into the mailbox. This was a tricky question, so if you picked A or C, those are really good answers. Good job. Number 3, the narrator is the character who tells the story. Who is the narrator in the story? The answer is B, the boy. We never figure out what his name is, but the boy is the character in the story. Number 4, why did the author write this story? The author wrote this story to entertain others. This story is not giving us information. It's not trying to persuade us something. He's making this story to entertain others. Good job. Number 5, listen to the sentence. The boy thinks he will lose his tooth soon. What does it mean to lose something? To not be able to move something? To not be able to find something? To not be able to feel something? To be honest, Skipsters, this one's really tricky. I feel like both B and C are right, because if you're losing a tooth, you can't feel it, right? But you also can't find it. If you are losing a tooth, you can't find that tooth, and you're not sure where it goes. I'm going to say the answer is B, but if you put B or C, those are two really good answers. Go ahead and try to do this last extended response question by yourself and send that to your teachers. You guys did an awesome job this week. Thank you so much for, I'm trying to draw you guys a happy face and it's not working. Thank you so much, guys, for working with me today. I love and miss you all. I hope you have a great weekend.